So in this video, I just want to talk a little more about the siren exercise and introduce something I like to call riding the brakes. So one of the great things I love about the siren exercise as opposed to scales is I think it's just one of the best things for building raw power and vocal strength. It just allows you to just let your sound out rather than focusing on little pitches and maneuvering through different keys. Now, with that being said, scales are still excellent tools for being able to sing in key, but I just think the sirens, personally for me, it just allows me to really dig into my weak spots. For some, this can kind of go the other way because you can also rush through your weak spots, but that's not what we want to do. We want to dig into them and strengthen them. So I'm just going to kind of run through a siren exercise. Usually I say to do this on 3 vowels, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do 1. And I'm just going to kind of run you through some of my thought processes and give you some tips along the way to help you build your range and power into your singing. Alright, so here we go. So I'd start at the C3, go up to C4. Yay! And always use a tuner. This will keep your voice in tune perfectly. And you can follow along with the video, but I encourage you to just do this on your own later because I'm going to talk a lot through it. Alright, so now some of you might feel a little bit of a squeeze right on this area, some guys, and maybe even up to the F sharp. You might be able to push yourself and squeeze up to those notes, but what we really want to do is just let go and let your voice flip around. And as you get higher, I'll talk about that in a second, alright? So, yeah. And usually, you don't want to do these standing up because you lose about 30% of breath support when you're sitting down. So I know I'm sitting down. It's kind of easier to do videos like this, but I encourage you to stand. I like to stand when I'm usually doing these as well. So, yeah. There's a little bit of shakiness right there, but it might be because I'm sitting down, it might be because I'm sore from snowboarding yesterday, I don't know which one. But I encourage you, if you experience that little shakiness, just stick with it. Do not pinch it off. Do not close down the throat and attempt to control it, just let it happen. So, and this is where I'm going to talk about riding the brakes too. Maybe your voice broke at this point. If you're a girl, it might not break until you're up to maybe a B, but maybe if you're a guy, your voice broke apart. So what you want to do is just let it happen, and this is where I talk about riding the brakes. So if your voice flips, let it flip and hold that sensation. Even if it's light, even if it's tiny, even if it's not usable, just hold on to it for now, because later on you can build that into a and then you can use that. It might even sound like, yeah, just let it do that, because over time, if you keep doing this, it'll eventually just fix itself through practice, and it'll come out effortless. Where if you try to yell it, and you squeeze, you're never going to be able to get much higher. So I'm going to keep going with this. So see, it's still, there's a little bit of shakiness, but I'm just letting it happen. Alright, I'm just letting it go. And you notice how it's starting to sound a little bit lighter. You have to do this as you go up, otherwise you will strain and you will hurt your voice. So, breath support placement. Let's keep going. So that's up to a G4. I'm starting to get to those notes where they might be a little high for some men. Now, with practice, it will just be no problem. It's it's kind of right in the pocket, right between chest resonance and head resonance. But again, just let it happen. Practice this over and over again. Do not force it. Do not squeeze it. Here we go. Yeah. And now, as I'm doing this, as I go up, I kind of think of my tongue coming forward and kind of curling in, kind of like this, but more in the back. It just kind of, I just focus on getting my tongue out of the way for the sound to come out. And that's one of the main mindsets I have. Yeah. Now, the high C, I know from experience that if I'm sore, if I'm tired, if I'm exhausted, I'm going to get a little shakiness right around the C, C sharp, all the way up to D, D sharp. It's just one of those things. If I have any muscles that are tired out in my support mechanism, or if I've over-practiced, it gets really shaky around here. So hopefully, because I'm doing this while I'm pretty tired out, I'll be able to show you what I mean by this. Hopefully my voice will break out for the sake of teaching you guys. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Notice I'm getting really light too. I'm not pushing it. So not squeezing it, just letting it go. All right. Yeah. Alright, so my voice isn't quite as shaky as I was hoping it would be, but as I start getting up to these really high notes, I think of the resonance shifting forward from the, so it's usually right on the soft palate, right at the back of the throat on the top. I think of it as it kind of shifts forward and starts hitting right here and kind of rolling out the roof of my mouth. If I keep it back, if I try to keep it tucked back, if I try to hold on to that mid-range sensation, I cut myself off and I can't go higher. So a lot of you might have trouble with this. You have to let go of that mid-range sensation, that pocket, and you have to shift it forward. This doesn't mean that you push. It just means that you have to think more on the top of your head rather than like back here. It's kind of a weird sensation, but just keep going. Sometimes there's kind of like, I manipulate the resonance so it doesn't break up. It's another thing that just comes with practice. You can use vowel modifications for that. I choose not to because I like just going on the sensation. So, very mixed views on that. Very, very light. Just let the sound come out. You don't have to push. You don't have to force. You don't have to strain. And I'm going to skip forward. I'm just going to try to go in an A5 just to kind of show you how far you can go with this. This is like on top of my range. Sometimes I can get up to an A# 5, but most of the time this is it for me. So here we go. And there you go. If you keep practicing, you keep following these little tips we're doing, you keep going through your range, keep doing your sirens, keep doing your scales, keep doing, you know, the falsetto slides and transcending tones and things I talked about in these previous videos. Get some lessons if you're having trouble. You can do this. When I first started, I could barely make it up to an F note, an F4. Yay! Barely make it up to there. I barely had an E note. And now, I'm all the way up to a soprano A5. So keep working at it, keep practicing, keep trying, keep dedicating yourself. And I hope to see you guys soon. Maybe book a lesson, get the free Skype consultation. Use every resource you have, because it's very important if you want to become a good singer. So I hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll see you guys later.